Hey guys, Jampy00 here. Welcome to part am I on? Part 4. Part 4 of Prison Architect. I actually gotta make that change. Oh my god, I'm screwing everything up. So yeah, part 4 of Prison Architect playthrough. So today, exciting news. Today is the release date of version 1. Yay! But sad news is it's actually 6 p.m. UK time that it's being released. So I won't be able to unfortunately see it till about 11 p.m. this evening. So the escape mode and everything will just have to wait until tomorrow. Boo! But totally understandable. But that still gives us an opportunity to continue to expand on our current prison. So, once again, I'm Jampy00. All of my streams are recorded live, so everything's done in one take. You see all the mistakes, and I don't take no breaks. I got me a fresh cup of coffee, and I'm ready to go. So let's have some fun with Prison Tycoon today. We're already about a minute in, so kind of falling behind. Haven't even had anybody murdered yet. So, if you remember last time, I think now we have our new canteen, our new kitchen up and running, our new shower for the sexy boys. I got a few more shower heads to take apart. And we had a bunch of other things that we wanted to work on today. We now have some new rooms opening up because of that. So there's our old kitchen that we've pulled all of the piping out of. I'll allow these guys to clean up here, and then what we will do is we will start to plop in our new shower heads here, and we should have that. Also allows us, and we want to expand this room slightly and incorporate this into the chapel. I think that's kind of a good idea. We don't need any room around the water pump station, so I can actually back the wall up and allow some room for some pews. I think pews are like 5 actually. Boy, I don't know how big of a chapel we can make in here. I do find, though, that in my other prison, I have another prison called Concrete Prison, that the chapel is used a ton, and I'm actually quite surprised by that. What do we got for shower heads? 24 shower heads. Let's get these shower heads in place here. Still haven't had to buy any. Wow. That was like, we made it perfectly. You almost think I knew what I was doing. You would almost think that. I do have some... Why is this one? Come on now. Are you actually... Get disassembled. I actually have some plans to, in the future, to make a an outdoor prison. Obviously, certain rooms have to be indoors, duh. But I'm going to be able to do that pretty soon. And we're actually going to be able now to also take in another group of prisoners, which is good. I do need to have a security room, because I want it now. Unfortunately, because I'm not using Fog of War in this game, we get to see everything that's going on, which is great for the stream. It's great for you guys to be able to, you know, look around the screen and see what's going on, as opposed to just focusing in on the area that I'm working on. Hire 10 guards. Okay, well, let's hire 4 more guards. Why the hell not? Now we have to assign those patrol routes, which I think we have done. Deployment and patrols are done, and so now we can easily do that with deployment. So now we can do guard patrols. So basically, when you want to do a guard patrol, you just start at a dot. Actually, I don't know if I want to start there. Stupid place to start. Take this guy by the cell blocks. He can come down here. And then he can check. Go like this. Gonna come around this area, come up here, and then cut back through the cell block. So So basically there's a route. Wherever two green lines touch, that's going to be a route. So then now to assign a guard, you just click on it. And now we have a guard on that patrol. We need to assign 3 guards onto patrols. I don't really like to have them all over the place. Now we definitely need a guard patrolling this area. So we can start one in. We'll bring them down here. Oops. Down here. There's 2. There's 2 guards, and now for the 3rd guard, he doesn't really have a whole lot to do. 3rd guard, what's he gonna do? Oh, actually, he can kind of patrol through here. Maybe keep that area clean. There we go. So now we got that done. So what the hell was I talking? Oh, yes. So unfortunately, I don't have CCTV cameras going on. But I am going to have automated doors, and what that's going to do is, like for example, anywhere where you don't have a door, it's when you look at logistics, all of this is part of the hallway. Basically, it's not considered an individual room until you put a door on it. So I need to put doors on things, which is kind of a drag, actually, not only for the money, but for the fact that you know, now you want to have a security room. Now, the one thing is that we don't need to have the closed circuit television cameras because we can see what's going on. And they're really cool, and that's one of the things I want to do. Maybe if I start a more advanced prison, maybe when we get this one up to a certain number, I'll say, okay, you know, X number of inmates, and that's as far as we're going to take this prison. And then we'll start a new one where we can then incorporate that fog of war. And you guys will really see the difference that it puts. It really kind of makes it more of a prison environment, and I'm kind of regretting my decision not doing it on this prison, but I don't just want to scrap it and start all over again. I want to make sure that you know, we give this one its fair shake, because it's actually a pretty solid prison. It's running really well, and so we should keep going with it. Now, dog handlers. So we want, that's what we're actually going towards now. I think we're going to really just push up towards the cell block B. But I'm not going to take the money yet. I want to start to incorporate more prisoners. So we can actually now incorporate, did I take that prison micromanagement? Prison, oh, we're going to take micromanagement first. We got a bad boy here. Mr. Moon. And another thing that we can do as well too is that we can put in a phone tapping station, and that way we can kind of hear what's going on with these phone calls and see who wants to sneak in the contraband. So what I've been doing lately, though, last night I was working on my other prison and kind of testing some things out just to make sure that when I put them into the stream or video that everything works relatively smoothly. Okay, so now we should look at getting a chapel, and then I can build that security room, because I think I have, oh, I need to get remote access done. Ha ha ha. That's what I do want. I don't need the surveillance. Oh, but it does unlock the phone tap. Alright, but at any rate, let's get this chapel made. So what we're going to do then is we're going to expand the foundation here. We can actually make it right to here. And then we'll tell them to remove this brick wall here. Which we can't do yet. Okay, well, let them build that, and we'll get going from there. So far everything else is looking good. We are getting, our danger level is kind of creeping up, but it always seems to do that off and on. We definitely have to incorporate a few more metal detectors in areas throughout the canteen. So I guess probably going to be like one about somewhere in here, and then one up in here. So we can also do that as well. La la la, metal detector. Okay, so metal detector here. I want them in enough place that... No, there looks good. Get those put in, run some power to them. Let's just see. We actually might actually be pretty close. Yeah, we are. But not too shabby. We'll just let them get built. Aha. Helps if I choose demolish brick wall, not build brick wall. A day. A day. Alright, so now our 2 metal detectors are going in. As this is a good ya. I've been thinking about utilizing some of this space too, actually. I wonder how many blocks do we have here? If I took the sidewalk, I could actually put an office. I could make an office complex down the side. And I may actually, I don't know, I may consider doing that. Give me that much needed space in my prison. I already hear them. Oh, 2 for 2. It's funny how they're all digging the metal detector, yet they're clean. What's up with that? What's up with that, boys? Alright, so here is my chapel. I'm not liking it though. The reason being is that when you look at a chapel, is it actually just called a pew? Pew. Oh, actually, not so bad. Never mind. We need some prayer mats. And then we need the, what is it called? The altar? Yeah. I don't know, what do you think? Like that? Why the hell not? Hopefully he can use it. And now we gotta call this room the chapel. And this will give our prisoners spirituality, which they desire, for peace and serenity. I've also noticed something else too. I've been watching videos and I'm kind of starting to think I'm actually adding in too much space for things. That space there apparently isn't necessary. But look at this. We already got people in here. Oh, crapola. We failed the 6x6 size? Really? Oh no, we did too. Crapola. We're gonna have to move our chapel. Damn! Okay. Now what are we gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna move it up into here then. Sorry, Fletcher. Dag nabbit. Dag nabbit. So the chapel's going to be up here, which is not the ideal place where I wanted it. But got me an idea though. Okay, so they've cleared out the chapel. It's kind of a drag, eh? But let's just see now what we can do. We can probably incorporate some more pews in here now. Like that. Oh, metal detectors are starting to work up here now. Got some bad boys. Yeah. What did he get caught with? Oh, a needle. Dirty boy. Well, we do need a parole room, so I may turn this into a parole room and something else, because it's awfully big. Let's see how the old chapel turns out, though. Now what I'm hoping is, I'm actually hoping I can make a nice little hallway up here. So people like that need to get up into these areas don't have to wander all the way through the prison. But anyways, they tend to do that. We'll just see. We'll see how she works out there, boy. So far, she's looking pretty good. Danger's still kind of floating around. Okay, so I finished training something. What we got? We got micromanagement done, deployment. Okay, good. So now we can actually start to bring in some more prisoners. Intake. We now have control over the intake, so we have 15 out of 24. That gives us 9 spots. Let's bring in 9 prisoners, which you can see will give us a $4,100 payment. And a lot more trouble. But we'll just have to see. I am going to have to put doors on these rooms pretty soon, because I want to be able to have this prison in a complete lockdown situation. So I'm going to be adding some extra walls there to do that. I may actually just start building out of doors as opposed to building... Maybe just have this as the main structure, and then anything else I build off of it is just a satellite. I certainly would like to remove all of the offices that don't need to be in the prison. I need to segregate those and build a larger, just build an office complex. And maybe that's something I can do. Just say, okay, screw it. You know what? Build an office complex down here. That's where all these guys go. Shut down their offices and move them into an area and then build around it. Like, build it down here at the bottom. They don't actually need to be within the prison. But he tried to kill himself. Don't do it, man. You got so much to live for. You have so much potential. Don't be ODing on the cocaine. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Because that'll actually clear up a lot of space in here. Now, the unfortunate thing is it's a lot of skinny space. Can't really use it for a lot of things. But I could then maybe say, okay, instead of the visitation being this long room, I can kind of chunk it into a, you know, I can wiggle and jiggle my way through. I got to make a parole room too. We got a prisoner up for parole, so let's do that then. And so a parole room needs to have certain criteria, which I guess I should check out. 5x5 it has to be. So let's make sure that we can do a 5x5 room. So there we go. So now I want to build a wall here. Close this off. I'll put a, I don't even know what I'm going to do there. I might move this hallway up a little bit just to add a door into there, but we're going to just segregate that area off. And you need a visitor's bench. That's really all you need for parole. And you pop that bad boy in like that. And boom, you got yourself a parole room. And then what you need to do is you make it a parole room. Like that. Now the trick to the parole room is you have to make sure that you turn it on. It's actually a program that you can see here, and you have to turn it on. If you don't, then nothing's going to work. But there's also another weird thing. Don't turn it on until after the room is built. Like this. Now what will happen is, there we go. So from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. we are now going to be potentially paroling prisoners. In order for the prisoners to be paroled, just so you guys know, they have to have a less than 33% chance of reoffending. So what I like to do then is, as soon as I see the prisoner get into the parole room, I assign a guard to the room. Oh, and that's why you have to have a door on there too. Let's do that. Like that. Alrighty, so the chapel's done. Looking okay. But he's going to give it a scrub. Hey, my hallway worked. My little cheater hallway here worked. So that's kind of cool. Let's get some lights in there though. Holy smokes, it's dark. Won't need a lot, but... probably put a door in here. That'll make things a little bit easier. Oh, and a door up in here. If you want to make it tougher on the inmates, you can always add a second door somewhere in here, so they'd have to like beat their way through a couple of doors in order to get in here. Now another little trick that I've noticed is that when you assign a door over a wall, they'll tear down the wall and you'll see that the floor doesn't quite match. If you want to be perfect, it's concrete floor is what's used there. It just looks a little unsightly. So we're going to put the 2 concrete floor in there. That'll make it look pretty and nice. Oh, so pretty! Oh, right. There we go. So now our parole room set up with something in the back that we can... I gotta make a mail room too, and I think that, I don't know, maybe I'll be big enough to have a mail room in there. We are dangerously low on making money, so when those other inmates come in, it'll certainly help. Because it looks like we're just hemorrhaging money, as always. As always. Get some power out of these guys. Get some lights in that dark, dingy hallway. The only thing that's kind of creepy when you build an outdoor prison is like you end up with all these dark corridors. You can see just how dark the outdoors is. There's, for example, there's a guard with his flashlights going, and it's pretty dark. I don't know why so many are hanging out in the yard, but whatever. Oh, our warden is tired. Poor baby. Okay, so now what do we want to do now? Oh, we gotta wait for these prisoners to come in. But I think things are looking pretty good so far. I am liking it, man. Oh yeah, there's no way in there. Okay, so let's fix that. Let's demolish a wall up here. So we'll do that. We'll demolish that wall. And then they should be able to put the cable in. There we go. Now we do need another door there, but not quite yet. I'm not too... Actually, that's kind of... That makes the room right there. And I think we can do a mail room. Let's just see. Mail room. Mail room. Mail room. Mail room. 5 by 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Poo. Poo. I can make this a small security room, maybe. Because I don't need the closed captioned... Not closed captioned. Closed circuit TV cameras. I should be able to make that a security room, because all I want to do is just have a security room with a guard so he can work the doors. One door module can control an infinite amount of doors, but he can only do a maximum of 2 doors per second. And that means I can just add a lot more doors to around these areas, keeping things secure. I can switch over from a lot of rooms from having no doors to a door, so on and so forth. I'm also kind of wondering if I should start to incorporate larger hallways into the prison. Maybe make them 2 as opposed to 1. I find that the prisoners will get bunched up, and that's something I should think about as I progress this prison a little bit further as well. Maybe open up the hallways, allow more, space to travel. But I also run into difficulties because you're going to have to bottleneck around metal detectors. And that's where it gets a little bit tricky. Unless you run multiple metal detectors in a row, and then your prisoners just, no matter which line or which grid they take within a hallway, they have to pass through a metal detector. So that's something to keep in mind. But then again, it also gets a lot more expensive, being that they're $1,000 a metal detector. You make a hallway 3 wide, that's $3,000. Or you create a bottleneck, forcing them to go through a smaller, like a pinch point. And that can be done too. We can always experiment with that. So in total, if we were to look up here, we need, how many offices do we need? So we would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offices total. How many offices do I have now? 1, 2, 4. Yeah, so 6 offices. Let's take a look at building that little office complex. So we know that an office needs to be 4 by 4 in order for it to survive. Let's leave a couple of, obviously we can make the offices come right along here. Leave a couple of spaces there. We're going to say 4 by 4. 4 by 4. We need to set, did I say 6? So if we were to do something like that, ooh, aren't they pretty? Now all we would need to do is we just place our doors. Just like that. And that could be, oh, we would also need a staff room attached to this office complex because they would need their own little staff room. So, and they could actually use their own little power supply. And it looks like people, like admin type staff, they don't use the bathroom. Only prisoners use bathrooms. So we could add a small staff room there as well. And if we look at our rooms again, for a staff room, it needs to be a minimum of 4 by 4. I'd make it a little bit bigger than that. I would probably come in. Or maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I would cut this in because we would probably need a second power supply for this room. So I would probably end up having a power supply like that. Make that the staff room. And that way we'd end up having power that we could then start filtering up from this area. That could actually work. That may be a cool concept to look at a little bit in the future. I may even do it today. Who knows? Who knows? These guys can just walk outside. That would free up quite a bit of space. Well, we would still need a staff room in here. So that's done. I would probably turn that into the staff room and then turn this into something. I don't really know. Oh, well, we do need some shops. We need other things that we can work in. We need a store. So we do actually have... I could turn this area down here into a shop for the prisoners. I've never built a shop before, so I would be interested in doing that. I would move the staff room over here, expand this to here, keep the cleaning cupboard there, staff room there, and then keep the common room here for now. Or, yeah, these are all offices. I could maybe move the common room. I don't even know. Possibilities. So many possibilities to do. Let's wait for our new batch of prisoners to arrive. We'll get them all checked in. We'll take it from there. But I'm kind of liking that idea about trying to keep all my offices separate. Of course, if I'd planned it out the same way, I would have had a nice chunk of space. And this is what I was also talking about too. Maybe by adding just some outdoor areas, just keep things off to themselves, and that's just the way she rolls. These guys basically never leave their offices, only to go to the staff room. That's all they ever do. So we can see here now, we're getting ready for... Is there no light in here, or what? Looks awfully dark in there. See if we can get a light going in there. Do we have electricity somewhere around there? I think we do. We got electricity up there, so we should be okay. Here he comes. 2 hours for fresh fish, fresh fish, fresh fish. So I don't know, guys. You tell me what you think. If you're checking this video out and you're seeing this new office complex, let me know in the comments below if you think if this is a good idea, if this should be done on this prison. Don't know. There we go. So since we don't know who's going into this room, because they're not even awake yet, let's get a guard assigned there. So we'll just have a guard assigned there for now. That way if things get out of control... Oh yeah, the other thing that we would have to build in here is we'd have to build in that security room. Which actually I wouldn't mind getting started. This would make I think this might make a good security room. It's pretty much centrally located so far into the prison. So in order to make a security room we need what? An office desk, a chair, and a filing cabinet. Okay, so let's do that then. Let's make this the security room. We're going to see how we're going to cram all this stuff in. La la la. An office desk, right? Office desk. Office desk. Chair. A filing cabinet. Now the other object that I want in here is now it's going to be in utilities is the door control. Where the hell's the room gone? I'll put the door control in there, which is an expensive addition. And then we'll start getting some control over our doors. That'll be our first door here. Put this door back to normal. What you can now do with, with utilities. put the door servo. The trick about when you're doing the door servo is that the gear that you see there, right, needs to be over the door, like that. So we've met our criteria there. Who the hell needs to be paroled today? Because they're taking their sweet time. New prisoners coming in, which is cool. Okay, so we got 11 minutes to go. We should see that bus rolling in pretty soon with our new people. So there we go. He's going to come up here and mount the gear, and then we'll start. That'll be our first door that we can control. We can then control this door as well. So now we have a guard that's, now we gotta connect it. So you just drag up your connection line between the control system and then the servo, and then we're good to go. We already got prisoners being cheeky. Okay, you know, this whole parole thing should probably start at 9 a.m., I think. Oh, two cheekies. Mr. Moon again. Mr. Moon. He's proving to be extremely disappointing. Where the hell did you get shears, buddy? I think Mr. Moon has had quite a few infractions. Well, found weapons. So, Cox is not going to be going out onto parole. So we can watch what's going to happen here. This should be quite a good development with Cox. Probably going to get ugly. Usually when they get turned down for parole... Okay, new prisoners coming in too, which is nice. Oh, let's turn this off. So Cox is now explaining to... Oh, I guess he has to poo. Yeah, Cox has to poo. Not good, not good. We can now, oops, you know what, I should do one on the yard as well. The nice thing about having the doors remotely connected is what you see, exactly what you're seeing here. Staff have to wait for a guard so they can get in there and do what they need to do. When you have the door set up on a servo, now you have this guy looking here. He knows where all the doors are and he can bing, 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 pick them open, especially when you have crap like this. Just a pain in the ass. So Cox has to poo. He's angry now. Oh, he's also high. So that's always a good thing. Angry and high is always a good thing. Uh-oh. Whiskey. So where is our servo for this door? We'll get that done. Oh yeah. I think we're gonna get it all done. So that's good. So now, yeah, we should definitely start seeing a little bit more money coming in. We are going to have to build another cell block now. Maybe I'll leave that for tomorrow. We'll build the new cell block tomorrow. And then we still got to figure out, do we want an office complex like this? Where's this guy wandering off to? Buddy. Get up in the staff room. We got 3 people in solitary confinement right now. Naughty, naughty, naughty boys. There we go. Now we're going to have our servo mounted here. Bing, bang, boom. Let's connect it up. Connect. And the door opens. Isn't that just lovely? I like it. I like it a lot. We should do the same thing on the jail door for the holding cell. We can put another one there. Utilities. I really like the door servos. I really think it's such a cool thing to have. It works out really well. Cleaning cupboard would be another good one because the inmates need to go in there and get cleaning supplies. Alright, let's get those guys connected. The cool thing about it, again, is that you can have an undefined amount of doors connected to one panel. The only limiting factor is that how many doors can open and close. Only 2 can open per second, which I don't know. If you were to hook up all of these, like, there's a lot of doors that still work on their own. The only thing I want to do is be able to open up that door, like when it's free time and other things. The prisoners can then kind of move in and out of there. So Cox didn't blow up as bad as I thought he would. I think that's good. So, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today, guys. We got our new inmates in, which is fantastic. So now means we're going to start creating some more revenue from that. We have some decisions to make now. Do we start to pull the offices out of the prison and move them into this office complex I have tentatively designed down here? If you think that we should, throw me a comment. Or not. I want to hear the pros and cons of it, and from what your experiences are. We're automating our doors. We're going to have to tighten up security within our prison a little bit more, especially for the laundry and the infirmary, so we can be doing that tomorrow. And then just continuing to tighten up control over our access and, you know, where people can go. The last thing I can do now, actually, is that I can turn on the spiritual guide. We've got 7 people that want this, but we'll turn that on as well. We're going to change our parole time. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is good. We're going to use that as our time. I think you can even make it more defined, but that works out for me. Spiritual workshop 9 a.m. to 11. That's fantastic. I guess that's how many people I can actually fit in it. We got 1 person that wants to take it. But anyways, that's good. And so guys, that's where I'm going to leave you today in Prison Architect. Fully released tonight for me, so we should be starting to explore the other mode of the game this week. And so hopefully you're going to enjoy that. And we'll keep on with the adventures of YouTube Pen. Once again, I'm Jampy00. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. As you guys know, I record all my videos live. That means one take, you get to see all my mistakes, and I don't take no breaks. But I'm taking one now. If you like what you see, please throw a thumbs up down below. Give it a click. If you really like me, I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel. That would be the ultimate way to show your support. And if you have any questions or comments, please throw them down below. Other links can be found in my description for other types of social activities that I do. 99% of what I do is YouTube. But hey, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go out there and get yourself Prison Architect. It's an amazing game, available on Steam or through G2A if you want to buy it for a little bit cheaper. And hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. I'm Jampy00 saying hasta la vista, babies.